Hey guys, Aaron here, and I'll be doing a fast guide on how to do Barrows as tomorrow's our clan event. I will be doing a short guide of this on every boss in the game, hopefully, because that means that you will have all the information you need for all the bosses in one easy and convenient place. So my setup for Barrows is pretty simple. I have my main melee setup, the tankier the better. I have my mage weapon. You could use an Iron staff or a elemental staff with your best spell or whatever else you have. I have an Avis because I don't want to bring a cape swap. And my inventory, I have a blowpipe. You could use a magic shortbow eye or just a standard magic shortbow and bring some arrows. And I have a melee swap. And I would say if you want to bring a dragon scimitar or maybe a rune scimitar, that'll work just fine. I also have a bit of food just in case, some super restores which are the same price as prayer potions as of the recording this video, my teleports to the house, my spade, which if you forget you can get one there, and a strange or lockpick, which I'll explain when we're doing the boss. So to get there, the two main ways are to use someone else's or your own player in the house and use the portal, or you can use a Barrows teleport. So I'm going to be going and running into the portal, which takes you directly to the boss. If you forgot your spade, there's one there and one there. So the way Barrows works is that you are fighting 6 different brothers which make up the entire boss. Each boss is wearing their own gear set, so Darrox is wearing Darrox of course, and they have the boss effect. So for example, Darrox will do more damage the lower health he is, Guthans has a chance to heal him on damage, Carrols will lower your run energy as well as your agility, Torax can hit through your armor, Aramis will lower your melee stats, and Varrock can hit through prayer. Now, what you want to be doing is going in, digging, quickly turning on the correct prayer, and going for the boss. For the bosses, you'll be using melee prayer. For one, you'll be using magic, and for one, you'll be using ranged. For one of the bosses at random, they will not be in their sarcophagus, and you'll get the message saying that you have found a hole which takes you into a maze. Do you want to go in? Until you have found and killed all 5 other brothers, you do not want to enter this. Now, 2 things to note here. As this timer goes down, my prayer is going to drop a bunch. My prayer won't turn off, it's just the prayer points will go down. And secondly, because their magic defense is so low, even in full melee armor, I'm still hitting them really easily. So the first brother's dead. We go to the next one. Guthan, you want to pray melee on. So I turn melee on and attack him and kill him. As long as my prayer doesn't drop, I'm absolutely fine. And if you wish to try and speed this up, you can use Mystic Might or you can use Augury. And if you're able to use Augury and you don't know how to do Barrows, please don't buy money. But yeah, other than that, we should be good to go. The next boss is Cows. This is one of the slower ones because we'll be using mage or range, whatever of yours is stronger. I am going to be using mage because it's lazier to not swap. Cows is the brother that will use range, so you want to be praying range and carrying on attacking them as usual. And then the when we're dead, we'll be continuing on. Now, ideally, you'd want to have one of the melee brothers other than Darroch in the cave, as that makes your life a little bit easier. But if not, it really doesn't matter. You can see our prayer's getting quite low there and it's about to drop. 4 prayer points left, it should be fine to kill them. Usually that is the case where you can kill the first 3 on that run low on prayer. If you're wearing somewhat tanky gear, you can then just go for the next brother, as Torax is kind of inaccurate unless his proc goes off. Now, I'm going to be doing the overly safe route just so people who are lower level, who might be a bit more worried, can just see how safe this can be. So I'm back to my player in the house. If you don't have this and you can't use someone else's, I would suggest you use a ring of dueling and take yourself over to Felt Enclave and use the pool that's there. Then tab straight back to Barrows. Tab or portal, you'll end up here regardless. So we're going to go over to Torag now, and if he's there, brilliant. If not, actually even better, because Torag is one of the best brothers to have in the maze. He is there, so as usual, we'll pray melee and we'll attack. And like I said before, if you want to speed the kill up, you can in fact use Mystic Might or Augury if you're a gold buyer. and kill him slightly faster. I'd personally recommend it because you're going back to your house for prayer points anyway, or you're going to the fountain for prayer points. So now we're down to 2 brothers. I don't, obviously, because it's random, we don't know which brother is going to be in the cave. So you have to assume the brother you're doing isn't going to be there. So he's there. So we're going to kill him. That means by process of elimination, Aram, who is the mage brother, is going to be in the maze, which is probably the worst case scenario, but it really doesn't matter. Like, it's a minute detail which brother's in the cave. Okay, so now that they're dead, we're going to go over to here, and we're going to dig. Now we know because the other 5 brothers are dead that this is going to be the hidden tunnel. Now, once you've done this at least once, you can complete the mini quest that I don't remember, and you can get your mini map unlocked. If you don't have that, I would suggest you come to the corner closest to the middle. So if I was over there, I'd stand in this corner, and you can hover over the doors to see which way you want to go. So you see there's no open door option. This is the correct way, and then that's where you want to end up. And so I know you go through here and all the way around. Now I could do that, or if you have a strange lockpick, which is about 150k, you can just use it on the door, and you walk right through. And this means that at the worst, you go through here, here, and in. Even if this door wasn't having the open option, and let's say it was over there, you'd yet again still just use this to go through, which is pretty convenient. And each time you go through a door, a monster will spawn. It's worth killing them because that pushes your loot potential up, which does not increase the chance of you getting a unique item. It increases the type and quantity of your normal loot. So it's worth doing because if you're not going to get a unique, you may as well get good normal loot. And if you've done the Mauritania Hard Diary, the runes you get are also increased. Now I like to use melee here. If you don't want to use a melee swap, you can use your range, or you can use whatever you want. It's just a personal preference, to be honest. Once you click open this door, you get a puzzle. The rune light will colour up the correct one you go through. Now it is possible going through these doors, you will summon the final brother. Now in my head, I'm thinking I've got Arams. So if I see Arams, I need to be praying mage. Keep my eye on my prayer here. So my prayer is dropped. So I'm just drinking a quick potion. Again, I wouldn't do this in a normal run because I would drink it after I've seen them. But to be extra safe, I'm going to. Because if I went through there and I saw them, I have prayer points, I can pray mage, and I can fight them. Now, as I'm at the middle, and I've not found Aram yet, if I open this chest, I can guarantee I'll find them. So I'm just going to prepare up a little bit more. So drink another potion, put my prayers on, see them, and just attack. I'm going to use Eagle Eye, because I think it's worth that little bit extra prayer drain, because the most prayers can be gone from this anyway. If you have a weapon with special attacks, may as well use them, because, you know, why not? Special attacks are fun. And then, I don't believe you need to wait for their corpse to disappear to get loot, but out of habit, I still do. So once Aram's dead, I'm going to stop and make sure the body's fully despawned. And my prayers dropped there, it's fine. He was nearly dead. If I was actually worried, I'd go and put this on. Now that the body's dead, I click loot, and we get our loot. Now this is pretty poor loot, but hey, that's how it goes sometimes. You have a 1 in 16 chance, I believe. This might be wrong. It's about a 1 in 16 chance of getting a unique item. I think they range from around 100k up to about 3 million GP. Hey, look, it's a collection log. Feels good. So yeah, that's about it. I would go and get myself my prayer points back, run energy back, and I would go again. It's as simple as that. This is a great boss to do because it means you're teaching yourself how to stay calm under a bit of pressure when your prayers are dropping. It has you always think about what you've got to do next. It's teaching you what prayers you need to be doing correctly. It's getting you to do some basic gear switches. It's just an all-around good boss, in my opinion, for people to learn, especially if you're making mistakes. Because if you're fighting a boss like Torag and your prayer drops, You've got to think to go to your inventory, drink a prayer potion, go to your prayers, turn your prayer on. If your health is low, eat some food. It's just a little bit more of a stressful environment to learn this than something like a Slayer task, but it's not so stressful as something like God Wars Dungeon, where you're more likely to die for making a mistake like that. So I think overall it's just a good boss for beginners to learn. Thanks for watching, guys. If you have any questions, feel free to Discord me, feel free to ask in clan. A lot of players in this game know how to do this boss, so if you ask in clan any questions and I'm not online, I'm certain someone will answer you. I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow, and I really hope anyone who's watching this to learn for the first time gets excited for bossing and moves up further through the ranks. See you tomorrow.